Why are you misbehaving? Yes. Welcome to the Mwegas show. Those people who are live on Instagram, welcome, and those people who are live on YouTube, karibuni sana. This is Kamau Mwega, and welcome to Masculinity Sunday. So this is episode 4, and for today we are going to look at uh, the myth: happy wife, happy life. That is the myth we are going to talk about today. Probably debunk it or kind of try to explain why it does not work that way. Sawa sawa. So, welcome as always. If you get in, just say who you are, comment, ask a question, and I will try as much as possible to respond on YouTube and on Instagram. Sawa sawa. Thank you very much. Now, I'm sharing something on YouTube. So those people who are on Instagram, I will read it aloud so that you can understand where I'm coming from. And I am just trying to lay the foundation of uh, what I'm going to talk about today. Sawa sawa. So I'm going to attempt to lay this foundation so that we understand when I do a deep dive of it, then we understand where I'm coming from, and you get to at least get to um, see if what I'm saying makes sense. Okay, okay, where am I? Let's see. Let us share screen. Let's see where we are at. Yes. So this is something which Dr. K.N. Jacob shared on his page on Facebook. And this is what he said. Okay, this is what he said. Just a moment, I want to check that my sound is good and that you're getting what. Yes, thank you very much. That is nice. Now, this is what Dr. K.N. Jacobs said, and this one was posted on May 8th at 5:30 a.m. How does testing the DNA of a child help marriage? Genetic testing has two possibilities: either the baby is yours or not. Even if you prove the baby is yours, your marriage is permanently scarred with mistrust. Your wife knows you don't trust her. If you prove the baby is not yours, then what? If I love my wife, I love and raise her children, irrespective of who's their father, irrespective of who's their father. What has my love for her to do with our children's paternity? Unless she is a serial cheater, I wouldn't leave the woman I love. You are leaving her for who? The Journal of Marriage and Divorce 2023 indicated that 70% of married Americans have cheated in their marriage. This trend is fairly similar across the globe. I'm not advocating for cheating in marriage, but I strongly encourage couples to work on their marriage and extend grace to their partners. Most of the people who shout loudest against infidelity have cheated on their partners without being caught. One of these days, you'll need grace. That is why Jesus emphasized forgiveness. So, why did I go through all that? I wanted to go through all that so that I can lay a foundation of what I'm going to talk about in this life today. Let's look at something else, and this I'll just share. Let me see if it has a headline, and then we can do a deep dive into it. I don't want to take too long because this is a fairly kind of straightforward engagement. So let me share this on on YouTube, and those people who are on Instagram, I'm going to read it aloud so that you also get to, yeah. So this is headline: Nation, Saturday, May 13th, 2023. Heart advice: I love my mpango wa kando more than my husband. What should I do? Okay, I just wanted to just read the headline and then we can get into it. So, Sawa, if you join the live, please share, like, post a comment and we continue. If you have a question, why not? Let's do this. Those people who will watch after the fact, thank you very much. And if you have any comment, please don't hesitate to post. I will see them, I will respond to them, I will reply to them if I can. Sawa sawa? Good. Now, happy wife, happy life. This is a myth that has been pushed and perpetuated by people, especially women, or those people who pedestalize women and worship uh, the ground that women walk on. Now, let's talk about generally happiness. What is happiness? And how do you expect somebody to make you happy? Let me just say this off the rip, that at least you're not expected to cause misery to someone else, right? When I say that happy wife, happy life is a myth, I don't mean that you go out of your way to cause her misery. All right? So that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if a woman, a grown ass woman, expects you to make her happy, then that is a problem. And especially if she is a wife, then that is a problem. Because let's just talk about this. Between the wife and the husband, who's the one who puts in the most effort, especially of substantive things in a marriage? Substantive things, things which are tangible in a marriage, who puts most of it? Generally, it is the man. The man has to go out and slave to provide for his family. The man is expected to give up his life for the protection of his family. Let me say this. If we are attacked by thugs, right? If thugs attack us or they invade our home, it is the expectation of my wife and children and the society that I, as the husband, as the man, as the father of the house, as the man of the house, I should go out and attempt to protect my family. I protect my family or I die trying. That is an expectation. And if I cower and hide myself under the bed and expect my wife to do what is my role, to go out and fight off the people who are invading my house, then the respect disappears. I no longer have her respect. I no longer have respect for my children. So if I am expected to give my life in the protection of my family and my children, then I'm also expected to be making this person who I'm supposed to die for also happy. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Because my life is already uh, out there, okay? It's already decided that if shit goes south, if the shit hits the fan, then I've got to go out and croak this life and give up this life, okay, and die protecting these two people, this person, and these people who are children that I bore with this person. But then you also expect me to spend my life making her happy. So what is the purpose of my life? So the purpose of my life is to make her happy and then die protecting her. What do you mean? What do I get out of this engagement? What is it of value that I get out of this engagement? If when you say happy wife, happy life, what you mean is I have to go out there and please the powers that be so that they can keep me in employment, or so that they can give me something that I can use to, keep my family afloat, and then come back home and come back to pleasing the person who was sitting on her ass the whole day waiting for me to go out there and slave, so that now I come and start pleasing her. Does not even make logical sense. It does not have a logical progression. Neither am I saying happy husband, happy life. But at the end of the day, if the husband was happy, then people have said that, if the man of the house is happy, then we as the wife and we as the children, we have it easier. We have it easier because he is able to give us extra. He doesn't just do what is expected, he goes out of his way to give us extra. So why would you say happy wife, happy life? This is the mentality, this is the idiocy that has kept men out here not pursuing their purpose. Right? Remember, that woman is supposed to be coming there to propel you to your purpose, to support you, to advise you, to give you different perspectives on how you can achieve your purpose as a man, as a father, as a husband. But your purpose cannot be to make her happy. There is a meme that is shared on social media where they have this big ass book, right? And the title is How to Make a Woman Happy. A big ass book, right? Thousands of pages. How to make a woman happy. Remember, your wife is a woman. Now, for men, ours is relatively simple or simpler. And people break it like sandwich, sex, silence. 3. Sandwich, sex, silence. So sandwich is food for my belly. Let me, no, I'm full, I'm good. Nimekula then give me sex. Okay? And then silence. I want to have my space. I want to what is it called? To defragment, to debrief, to detox. Because remember, this man has to go out there and face so much adversity so that he can come back home. And when he comes back home, he just wants peace. He just wants his space. He just wants food on the table. He just wants a hot bath and some TLC, tender love and care. No man wants to argue out there, fight out there, slay dragons, and then come home and start slaying other dragons and arguing and having, just shut up. Okay? You see that argument you want to have with him? Could you please sleep over it and wake up next morning and ask yourself, because you didn't have that argument last night, are you still alive? And this is to the women and to the married women. This is for marriage. So if you are in a boyfriend, girlfriend kind of nonsense, and this is for marriage folks who are heterosexual. So if you are part of those people who do your thing with your own gender, that's you do you. You do you, okay? Noela Karibu. So this is Masculinity Sunday, and we're talking about the myth of happy wife, happy life. We are debunking it. We are rubbishing it. We are just talking truth. Okay, we are just talking truth. So why should you, like, how does it make sense? Listen, and this is how I want to build it up. The man's job in a house, in a marriage, is to provide, protect, lead, and procreate. Right? Those are like the top 4. The top 4 is to provide, protect, lead, and then procreate. Okay, so who are you leading? You're leading your wife and children, and also you're leading yourself. So as a man, you have to be a leader of your own life. Your life has to be going somewhere so that a woman can join you in your journey. You're not supposed to be stagnant and then wait to get married and then you start moving. A woman is supposed to find you on your journey, okay? So that you can clearly communicate to her where you are going and what her purpose is. And if she is ready and willing to be part of that journey, you just be very clear. And it's something I was chatting with a good friend of mine who is like 20, 23. She's still young. And I was telling her that women who want to get married have to date with a purpose from the get-go. Women who want to get married have to date with a purpose from the get-go. And this is some of the things I was telling her, that if a man approached her because she's young and she wants to get married and says, "Hi, I'm interested in you," anakukatia whichever the case, anataka kuingiza box, because hakunaga formula. There's no formula of katiari. You just katia, kiingia inaingia, kigonga mwamba inagonga mwamba. Because at the end of the day, the woman you are approaching has already decided whether you have a chance or not. So if you approach a woman and she says, wachana nayo, just let it go. Stop fighting, stop trying to, wasting your time kujaribu kumconvince, just let it go. Now, if a man approaches you and you, in your own opinion, think he stands a chance, then it is important that you ask very specific questions before you commit yourself to a relationship. Let me repeat that. If a man approaches you for marriage and he wants you, no, if a man approaches you for dating, you need to ask questions mapema before you commit yourself to whatever it is that will come after. And some of those questions are very simple. Okay, what do you want? I want, so probably he'll answer, I want you to be my girlfriend. And then the question is, for what purpose? Then he should say for marriage, because that's what you want. If he does not say for marriage, then stop wasting your time. Because he won't change his mind uko katikati ati let us start and then we see. So now you are already married and this man already convinced you and he told you his purpose. This is my purpose. This is what I want for my family. This is what I want in the next 10, 20 years for my family. This is what I want from my wife. This is my expectation of you as a wife when you become a wife. And then now you can decide whether that's something you want or not. Uko mbele, before you even start dating, right? Ask him questions. Say, nataka kukuoa. I'm vetting you for marriage. Okay, then what does marriage look like for you? What is a wife to you? So if he says, me, I want a stay-at-home wife and mother, then you have to ask those questions. Are you in a position to afford that? And how are you going to ensure that I have a comfortable life? I and my kids have a comfortable life as I stay at home when you're working. Then if he has a coherent answer, then already you see he's thought through it. Because a lot of men want stay-at-home women, but they are not ready to, awako mahali wanafaa kukua financially. Neither will they be there even in the next 4, 5, 6 years. So you are getting into a marriage with someone who wants a stay-at-home wife, but he does not earn enough. Neither does he have the capacity, or even in his anaongelea mambo ya manifestation. I believe in God. I believe in God that God will find a way. No, you need to tell me how you are going to take care of me, because I'll be staying my ass at home taking care of your kids. And then also need to agree on how many kids. Ujue kama ni mtu wa after marriage anakupeleka ushago, because that's his purpose. He wants to tengeneza his life uko ushago. Probably ako na kashamba alipatiwa na mzae, and he's thinking we can do farming, and you as a wife unaweza take charge your sector, and then I can support you in terms of the capital, the finance, nini, because I'm working hapa, so that we can build that. So we kama when those people who wewe na ushago, ukifika ushago unakuwa mgonjwa, then you know this is not the life for me. But if you are somebody who thinks, okay, hata mi kwa life yangu I wanted to be a farmer, I wanted to do something like this, okay, I wanted to find a man who would support me, I am passionate about this, so this is something I can do. So you're getting into his program because you also find value in it. And from that value that you find in his program, that's where you'll find your happiness. He's not the one making you happy. He's not the one, he doesn't even care about your happiness. In fact, he should not even care about your happiness, because happiness should just come. Have you ever tried to make yourself happy? Have you ever tried to make yourself happy? Wewe tu kama individual, you know yourself, unajijua, and you know what you want in life, and of course you are doing the best for your own life. But have you ever tried to make yourself happy? Was it easy making yourself happy? I have tried. It's not easy. I have decided that happiness is overrated. I will be happy, or I will stick with being content. I am contented where I am at this moment. I am working towards getting to a higher level, but I'm not chasing happiness, because happiness is the most fleeting thing you can ever hold in your own hands. We all have moments of happiness, but moments of happiness come by you doing something else, and then it brings you that feeling of joy. You didn't go out there to do this thing so that you can be happy. You are doing this thing because you wanted to do it, and then it made you happy. So then how do women expect men, or how do these people who came up with this happy wife, happy life nonsense expect a man to just be there trying to make his woman happy? Women don't even like the same thing they liked yesterday. Actually, some of them don't even like the same things they liked today in the morning. This is like trying to make your child happy. This is like trying to make your children happy. So unaingia kwa supermarket and the kid is throwing tantrums kwa sababu anataka lollipop. So because you want to make your kid happy, unampatia lollipop. Then what happens 5 seconds later? Ameona toy car, amesahau lollipop, hata anaitupa. That thing which was making that child happy 5 seconds ago is gone. Now anataka something new to make them happy. Then you buy that toy. Then mnatembea tembea hapo mbele, anaona a better toy, probably a bike. So that is how life is. Okay, so if you are trying to make someone happy, it becomes very difficult, because the reason or the thing that makes them happy changes. So you trying to keep up with that, and remember, you still have the purpose of your life as a husband and as a father of protecting, providing leadership and procreating. So umewacha purpose yako, una chase kujaribu to make somebody happy. If this person cannot find happiness within that purpose of yours. So if I protect you, men also are expected to protect women from themselves. And something which we have to learn as husbands, as men, as fathers, is to say no. No is the most underrated, underused word in long-term relationship. Just say no. And then if you are asked why, it is perfectly acceptable to say, because I said so. Because I said so. Remember, as a man, as the husband, You are the person who has the vision of that family. You are the vision carrier. So you are the one who has the bigger picture. And now within that bigger picture is where now you delegate some of the tasks to the wife, and then the wife in turn delegates some of those tasks to the kids. But you are the one who has the bigger picture. So if somebody is bringing issues which will divert you from your purpose, your goal, the goal for your family, then it's just a simple no, we are not doing that. So let's say, for example, you've been saving up, you agreed, no, you have been saving up, and you told your wife that, you know what, this year I want to save because I want to do XYZ. And so she understands what you want to do. And then you tell her, now, because of this kind of saving scheme that I'm getting into, because I want to do ABCD, this thing and this thing and this thing that has been happening will have to be put on hold until such and such a time as I have achieved this short-term goal that I've set. So if she comes katikati ya hiyo process and decides, you know what, like today is Mother's Day, so I want you to treat me for Mother's Day by taking me to Diani. So unaangalia budget yako, unaangalia what you need to do by the end of the year, and then unaangalia, unaona hii trip ya Diani ya watu wawili for a weekend will kula almost half, or let's just say a quarter of what you had wanted to do. So you are saving for something, or you are in the process of acquiring something, whether by paying in installments or whatever. But then unaona you and her going to Diani for Mother's Day weekend. Very important to celebrate. But ina interfere na this plan that you had for this year, which you had told her prior and she agreed to it. Or she was part of, yes, we can give up trips, we can give up, come out if you take her for these trips, whatever you reduce. So you had agreed upon that. So it is okay for you to say no. So what if she, if I can catch, well, let her catch. Because happiness yake is not your responsibility. You did not go out of your way to make her miserable. She has decided to just cause misery for herself. And you cannot stop an adult from doing what they want. So you let her catch. Hiyo kukatch itaisha. Then at the end of the year, you have achieved what you wanted to achieve. Now, let me just tell you, gentlemen, she will always blame you if you don't achieve things you wanted to achieve or you had planned to achieve, regardless of whether she's the cause why you did not achieve what you wanted to achieve. Niambia watu wa Instagram. Ilikuwa watu wa YouTube. Watu wa Instagram. She will still blame you if you fail to achieve what you wanted to achieve, regardless of whether she is the cause of you not achieving it. So what do I mean? So umempeleka Diani, umemfurahisha, right? Umemfurahisha. So at the end of the year, hauja-achieve ile goal ulikuwa unataka kuachieve. So what happens wakati mnafanya review ya the year? This is what we wanted to do. We've achieved this, we have achieved this. Here to achieve. And then now you'll be like, okay, now because we did not achieve this thing, now we have to give up he na he because an emergency. Okay, it's probably a loan you had taken to purchase something, and now you are repaying it, and then uka default probably for 2 months because your pesa ulikuwa ulipe ulipeleka mtu Diani akajibamba, si ndio? Happy Mother's Day. Now auctioneers wako kwa mlango yako, alafu uko na penalties. So now it's like, hapana, hata zile vitu kidogo nilikuwa nafanya sifanyi mpaka nilipe hii loan. So what happens? This is the question that nakuuliza. Ile wakati nilikuwa nakwambia twende Diani, kwa nini hukusema hapana? Or let's say it is something which you had promised her. and this one even becomes sweeter. Probably ulikuwa umempromise like 150k ya kufungua biz, so kamwambia I'll be saving kidogo kidogo, now panga Januari utaanza hii biz. So in the meantime alikuwa anatafuta suppliers, ameshaongea nao nini, anajua Januari by tarehe 5 I'm getting my 150 Gs or 200k, biz inaanza. Then imefika hiyo time unampatia 100 Gs, so anakuangalia like hii ya basi nile ndo nilikwambia atakupea, no but ulisema 150. Mwambia yeah but si tulienda Diani. Then you know what she will say, hiyo story ya Diani ilikuwa tofauti. Hiyo story ya Diani ilikuwa tofauti. Kama ulikuwa utoe hii do hapa, hatungeenda, ungeniambia. She's right, because you had made a promise and you need to keep your word. Haijalishi kama ni yeye amekosa, because at the end of the day you are the leader, you are the one who sets the pace, you are the one who sets the tone. Now let's talk about huyu jamaa anaitwa Dr. nani kidogo, because of his claims that let's just rudia kidogo, and I just want to kuguzia just something kidogo. So this is what nilianza nayo, but I just want to kuongelea just the first 2 paragraphs. Genetic testing has 2 possibilities. Either the baby is yours. Let's start from the top. How does testing the DNA of a child help marriage? Genetic testing has 2 possibilities. Either the baby is yours or not. Even if you prove the baby is yours, your marriage is permanently scarred with mistrust. Your wife knows you don't trust her. If you prove the baby is not yours, okay, tuongelee kwanza the first one. Your marriage is permanently scarred with mistrust. Your wife knows you don't trust her. Now, men don't just wake up in the morning and start claiming to fanya DNA tests. There is something which you did as a woman. There is something you did as a woman, or something you said. You know, women think hatuna masikio. They might say something in passing that for us, as we start connecting dots, because we are logical. So let's say she says something offhand, kama, probably you are complaining about your child. And then in your complaining, she might say something like, unakuwaga na mdomo sana na watoto wa wengine. You see, you are talking to a child you think is yours, and then she says something to that effect. Unakuwaga na mdomo sana kwa watoto wa wengine. Or aseme kitu, you know, in her anger atasema kitu kama ile siku utazaa wako utajua. Right? So, and then you know, humans are very truthful when they are angry, because they don't think before they speak. So they will tell you what they really think about you or about a situation. So now, because she said those words, now you start asking yourself, she might even try kujaribu kuchange hiyo conversation because amehayuka kitu yenye she didn't want to say aloud. So now it's incumbent on you now to take the logical steps and go and test the paternity. Now the question kwa kichwa yako ni mbona ameniambia hivyo? You know, even if you find out that the child is yours, you still have questions about that statement. So who did she think huyu mtoto ni one? Like alikuwa nafahamu mtoto ni wanani when she said that? So remember, hii mistrust haijaanza wakati umeenda kupima DNA. Ilianza tu wakati alitoa hizo words. Wakati tu alitoa hizo words. mistrust started. But then now you went to make sure that you are investing in your own child. So it doesn't matter. Yes, I will not say it doesn't matter. I'll say it matters less that she now mistrusts you, that now you know that you are raising your own child. That one has priority. You see, men, we think in boxes, organ boxes. And box A and box B can be in conflict. But then unaangalia what is the priority? What is the conflict I don't want? So between your wife mistrusting you and you ensuring you're raising your own kids, you ensuring your own kids takes precedence, takes priority. So you continue mistrusting me, but then it is your words that made me mistrust you. And then you know what the worst thing is that she will never accept that she said something wrong. Takuwa tu sasa hata mtu hawezi ongea. Hiyo nilikuwa nasema tu kwa hasira. Yes, ulikuwa unaisema kwa hasira. But then uliisema. And that's why we are here today. Then the next paragraph. If you prove the baby is not yours, then what? If you prove that the baby is not yours, then what? If I love my wife, I love and raise her children. See, this is let me break it down so that you can at least try to understand where men come from when it comes to children, especially children gotten in marriage. Women don't get with men for their dicks. Let me repeat that. Women don't get with men for their dicks. When I said provide, protect, procreate, and lead, protection is primary, provision is primary. So inakuwa kwa hiyo order of superiority or preference. What is more important than the other? So protection and provision are interchangeable at number one, depending na mahali mtu ali grow up. So if you grew up mahali most of us may grow up where it was survival mode, then provision is number one. If you grew up place yenye ni dangerous, place yenye you fear for your life, then protection is number one. So protection provisions inaendaga hivi, so you can use them interchangeably. Then tukikuja kwa procreation inakuja, and then leadership. And leadership and procreation pia zinakuwa interchangeable at number 2. At number 3, 4 naweza change. So if you are somebody who really wants kids, then that takes precedence. If you're somebody who's really not sana into kids, yeah, you want them, but see priority yako ya number 1, you just want somebody who can make your life better, somebody you can follow, etc. So okay, now except hapo kwa procreation, that's the only place where nini comes in, your dick comes in as a man. And you see it was pale number 3, number 4. Now when it is men, when you talk about men and what they want with women, it's your coochie and your womb. That's what he is getting. That is what he is exchanging his life for. Remember pale mbele tulisema he should be willing to lose his life for the protection of his wife and children. So he is exchanging his life for your body. So for him, your body is what he wants. Now when you go and give it to somebody else, that's why we have those issues. When you go and give that which he is exchanging his, or he's willing to exchange his life for, you give it to somebody else. But then worse is that you did not only cheat, but you got pregnant and carried a child to term. You did not only cheat, but you got pregnant through cheating and carried that child to term. That is very devastating for a man. And now you want to tell me story ya mistrust? You want to tell me story ya mistrust? That for you, uh, that for you, mistrust, your wife, thinking you trust her or believing in your trust, this happy wife, happy life nonsense. This is where it comes in. So now you want to tell me that I should just accept that my wife has cheated, and she has not only cheated, she even brought proof of her cheating. And you are asking me to then what? Is that what you are asking? Do you know women have lost their lives for less? I'm not advocating for people to cause harm to others, but when you push this kind of nonsense, is where now you put women at risk of harm, because you're trying to tell them that it does not matter to the man if you have kids out of wedlock. Listen, even women don't entertain a man having kids out of wedlock. Those are very, very clear lines that even women who know their husbands cheat, that is a line most women will not entertain. If he crosses that line, most women will be like, let it end. This one, because he not only cheated, but he brought proof of his cheating. Now you are telling men that their wives did not only cheat, but they have brought proof of that cheating. And then because you love your wife so much that you're willing to raise her children. Her children with who? This is different from when you marry a woman with kids. Because if you already find a woman who already has kids, you already know what you're getting into. So these are not my kids, this is not my blood, but because I want this woman, I love this woman, I am willing to kubeba hiyo mzigo. But now you marry a woman who is childless, right? Who is childless. And then she says something that causes you to mistrust her. Or just wewe tu in your own head unaangalia tu naona ama watoto. Sio ndio wataanza kukwambia huyo anafanana na nyanya ya uka ya anko ya ule cousin mwenye alikufa. It's like even that explanation doesn't make sense. So you do a test and you realize that this is not my child. And you found this woman childless. And you've been raising this child knowing this child is yours. And then now you are saying that because you love this woman, you will continue doing that. Now, I am a father of 2 sons. Okay? And any person who is a parent will tell you, unless you are either very lucky or very unlucky, no children comes from one sexual encounter. Unless you're very lucky or very unlucky. If you're very lucky, it's because you wanted a child and then you just went, the first time you did it, you got pregnant. But if you are very unlucky, then you didn't want kids, but the first time you went and did it, you got pregnant. So that means you're very unlucky. But for most people, it takes numerous engagement, numerous hiyo kazi inakuwaga ngumu for you to make somebody pregnant. So now this is what he says upper, unless she is a serial cheater. Of course, now if she had to have this, to do this action numerous times, and she did it with somebody who's not her husband, then doesn't that mean that so what has my love for her to do with our child's paternity? Everything. Because like I said, It's like a woman asking, so what? Eh? Sasa kama analipia dem mwingine nyumba na anamfanyia shopping na ana take care of her 100%, what does he taking care of another woman to do with my love for my husband? So you already know, unaangalia kwa bank statement, he's spending a lot of money on this other woman. Amemset up kwa apartment, shopping ni yeye, everything ni yeye, ana probably they even have kids, anawapeleka shule and everything, na si bibi. Na hao watoto wenye anashughulikia probably si wake. So can you imagine a woman asking that stupid question? Yeah, mi nampenda. So what does yeye to taking care of another woman, paying her bills and everything got to do with my love for him? And the question is, all women will tell you to go kick rocks because they are not going to entertain that nonsense unless that is another wife, another official wife. But if it is just some woman, some stranger, never. Why? Because what man brings is his provision. Now, for him to bring the provision, protection, and whatever zenye nimetaja, he expects to get access to not only the woman's coochie, but also her womb, exclusively. So if she went and gave it to somebody else, and even had kids, and me, I'm a firm believer of children being raised by their father and mother. I am a firm believer in that. So if she went out there and found a man that was good enough for her to have kids with over her husband, because women work with kuna hiyo hierarchy, kuna hiyo priorities. She's not going to have kids with just anyone. She might be one of those kichwa mbaya who will cheat with anyone. But also women generally don't cheat with anyone. They are not like men. There is this bit, yeah. There is this bit, yeah, Patrice O'Neill. I think it is called The Elephant in the Room. He's special. He has this bit where he talks about, you can see a woman and you bring an actor like Denzel or whoever, and then you ask that woman, would you cheat on your husband with this guy? The woman will look at that actor and say, no, I can't because I love my husband. But then you take the husband and you ask him, you see that chick who has passed out behind that dumpster? Would you cheat on your wife with her? And the man will probably answer yes. So he does a very funny bit. He doesn't say the man will probably answer yes. He uses other words, but that's what he means. That for men to cheat, it's just an act of nothing. Most of them, not all of them. So a woman he liked, he got hard, went and did his thing, went away. Doesn't even know her name, doesn't care. Probably will not remember her 5 minutes from the act. But for a woman to go out and sleep with a man, for a man, it is the way is very important for them. So if a woman comes to a man, says, hey, I want to have sex with you, he will ask, where are we going to have it? If a man comes to a woman and says, hey, I want to have sex with you, she will ask, why would I have sex with you? So for them, the why is very important. And the why, that's where the feelings come in. Sawa. So now, if a woman has a child with another man while she is married, it means that man means much more to her than her husband. So why would you raise a child away from the father? So, like I said, I'm a firm believer in children being raised by their two parents. So the best thing this husband can do is to tell the woman to go raise that child together with the father of the child, right? together with the child of the father. Just go and raise that child with you and the father of the child. Go and raise the kid. So, sawa, that makes sense. Very nice. So, happy wife, happy life. You, let me just do it very fast. You cannot make a woman happy. You cannot make a woman happy consistently. A woman, just like any other human being, is very difficult for them to find happiness. It's very difficult for them to even make themselves happy. So if as a man, if you thought, or if you dare think that you can make a woman happy, I just think you're just an idiot. You don't know what you are doing with your life. You probably haven't even had your boss have dropped, because those men who have engaged with women understand this. Those people who have tried even to make themselves happy understand this. It's very happy. It's very hard even to make you yourself happy. Also very hard to make yourself happy. So imagine trying, working to make a woman happy. And then, like I said, women, what they liked in the morning, what made them happy in the morning is not what will make them happy in the afternoon, and definitely will not be what will make them happy in the evening. So you can't keep running after trying to make this person happy, because what makes them happy keeps on changing. So as a man, the only thing you should do consistently is just chase your purpose. You have a goal for your family, you have a goal for yourself, you have a goal for your homestead. That's what you should be pursuing. That objective is what is important for you. Now, if she can find happiness within that, well and good. If she cannot find happiness within that, nobody, even the marriage vows say nothing about happiness. It's about in sickness, in health, until death do us part. There is nothing about will you make this person happy? Nothing. Because even they understood that making a person happy is very hard, very difficult. And then a miserable person will carry their misery everywhere. If you are miserable single, you'll be miserable married. If you are happy single, you'll be happy married. If you are happy with a few things, you'll be happy with a lot. If you are miserable with a few things, you'll be miserable with a lot. Raha jipe mwenyewe. You are responsible for your own happiness. You are responsible for your own happiness. You are responsible for your own happiness. Nobody is. So, man, please don't listen to this nonsense. Just watch these movies, as fiction, and be happy. Don't try to do zile vitu watu wanafanya kwa movies. You'll be very miserable. And like I said, just because you are not expected to make somebody happy does not mean that if you have an opportunity to bring happiness to a person that you don't take it. And also, if you have an opportunity to not cause that person misery, please take it. Because at the end of the day, it may not be your responsibility to make that person happy. Remember, it is also not your responsibility to make them miserable. Okay? As long as you're not causing that person misery, as long as you're not causing that person misery intentionally, then the only thing I can say is raha jipe mwenyewe. Your happiness is your responsibility. Happy wife, happy life is a very stupid and idiotic myth. Men should not believe in that nonsense. Just be you, chase after your purpose, and that's it. If she finds happiness with you, well and good. If she does not, too bad. Okay, thank you very much for joining. Been the Mwegas show, and this has been episode, I think, 4. Episode 4 of Masculinity Sunday. So see you next Sunday for another live. Thanks people for those who joined. I'm seeing Nawiri. Hopefully nimeitaja vizuri. I've seen you've joined, and Noella also joined. So thank you very much for those who joined. My live has come to an end. Asanteni sana. If you have any comment hapo, post a comment. I will respond to it, and it might even probably make it the topic for the next session. If you have a question, let's engage hapo kwa comment section. If there is something I said that you disagree with, please just let me know and tell me mahali nimekosea. Asanteni sana and have a great afternoon.